Now I request Dr. Webri to proceed with presentation. I hope Dr. Kannan will share her PPT. After the presentations, we will have a interaction.
Okay.
Please, Webri madam, please, we can present.
She's
yes,
there.
thank you, Dr. First of all, I would like to apologize because of the technical issues, and I also want to congratulate a principal of the American College and then the Tamil Heritage Foundation for conducting this wonderful event. And hi everyone, here is Webri from Greenwave NGO Indonesia, and thanks for joining webinar Sustainable and Smart Village. And this session, we will talk about integrating circular economy and permaculture. In this session, we will help you to gain knowledge and understanding about smart environment, including its implementation in my village, Wonosidi village in Pacitan Regency, East Java, Indonesia. So please share my PowerPoint, sir.
1 second, 1 second. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Sure, I'm doing that. So, do you see the screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, right. So I'll make it a little larger. Come on. Okay, right. Go ahead. You tell me the next slide, and then I will move. Okay. So
this is the last slide, sir.
Oh, this is the last slide. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll go back to the first one. So, sure, no problem. Okay. So this is the first one. Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah. And go to the next one, sir.
Okay, go to the next one. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. So currently, Government of Pacitan Regency has invited us, our organization, to participate in master plan for smart city planning for Pacitan Regency. And this is the model of smart city we are using right now. There is 6 elements and in the left, and then one of them is smart environment. And that's in that element our organization has been working for. And the smart environment has 3 points to be handled in the right. Number 1 is to protecting the environment, covering the air, water, and soil. And then we also handle waste from household, industrial, and public. And then we also handle energy, covering its efficiency, responsibility, and sustainability. Please, next. And this is what happened in the planet Earth right now. Today we are facing global plastic disaster. Those plastic end up in the ocean eventually. It forms into giant plastic soup which travel around the world and kills marine life and put poison into our plate. So our children are on danger, and we need to stop this catastrophe as soon as possible. And this disaster is effect of the linear economy that we are using right now. So this by linear economy, we take the resource from nature and then produce some product, use it, and we left the remain consumption that we call waste. And then the waste polluting the earth. So we absolutely need a new system that is enable us to eliminate the waste by reuse it, repair it, or recycle it. And in other words, we need to put the waste in a cycle. We call it circular economy. So by using this economic system, circular economy, the world will remain less waste, cleaner, and sustainable. Next, sir. This is our picture in Griffith University in 2019. In that year, I got a great momentum I was selected becoming one of 25 delegation to participate in short course tackling marine pollution issues through recycling at Griffith University. At that moment, the 25 participants come from central government, Indonesian government, from 4 ministries, representative, and then from local and regional government representative, and then researcher from universities, and then business, recycling business entities, and also from NGO, including my NGO. And then the activities was classes, and then a site visit to Indonesian and Australian companies, and then site visit to Australian Environmental Agency government, site visit to Australian Environment NGO, site visit to Australian landfill. It was very beautiful landfill in Brisbane. It's like garden for me. And then do beach clean up, and then networking with Indonesian and Australian waste management stakeholders. And then after the short course, we obligate to do 3 months of home country project. And of course, the home country project conducted in my village, in Wonosidi village. And the goals of the short-term award is to examine marine pollution in Indonesia and Australia in the term of scale of the problem, policy setting, commercial activities, and community responses of awareness raising campaign. Next, sir. And that in that project, I was facing many difficulties to implement my 3 months of home country project, but it was blessing eventually, because by facing the difficulties, apparently I tried to collect all knowledge and gathering all information I got from Griffith University, and our organization developed a green wave method. Next, sir. So the green wave method is a waste management system with circular economy approach, which is integrating the key stakeholder within the key development, emphasizing waste segregation from the source and to be merged with local wisdom or regulation. So that moment I try to collect all knowledge and try to make some visualization about the system. Let's see the system like a tree. So in plant or tree, the most important of the tree is the root. So if the root has problem, so the entire tree will die. So in the first time, we have to synergize all stakeholders of the project. So number one, the society, the people, because they are the executor of the waste management. And then number two, we have to including a non-profit including NGO and also university. And then also the next stakeholder is fund, because every project needs fund. So either it is a fund from ourselves or from other entities, but funders should be involved in the project. And the next is profitable entity or business, because we need to make the project sustainable. And how to make it sustainable is to generate revenue from that. So we have to involve any profit entity to ensure the project is run well and sustainable. And then the last stakeholder need to be involved is the government, because government is the institution that produce regulation to the village or some certain area. And those 5 stakeholders should be involved all. Synergy. Without one of them, the project will not sustainable in our experience. And then after the stakeholder, we have to work together. All stakeholders have to work together to develop the 7P in the above, the branches of the tree. Number one is the purpose. We have the clear purpose, certain purpose in one area. Number two is to develop the people because they are the executor of the project. And then we have to create the product also. And then the process and also the peripherals or the tools. And then apparently pandemic COVID-19 give us lesson that we need to put passion on it, because without passion, the people sometimes not do the project because they busy to make money, because they starving. So we have to maintain the passion, and then of course the project, the progress, because we need to see the progress. Is it increasing or decreasing, something like that. So next, sir. And how is the implementation of Green Roof method? Actually, this moment I don't want to talk many about the Green Roof method, implementation of the Green Roof method, but the summary you can see in the link provided in the screen, but I will give you several pictures about what is happening in Wonosidi village. So next, sir. This is Wonosidi village in Indonesia, in East Java province, and in Pacitan Regency. So Wonosidi village is one among 171 villages in Pacitan Regency. It is a rural village with around 100, almost 2,000 families in the village. And then the problem is our village is 40 kilometers away from the landfill. And then there is no transportation service from the government. So many people throw the garbage in sometime in the field, in the river, something like that. But that's why we need to implement zero waste or circular economy implementation in our village. Next slide. And this is the implementation of the Green Wave method in our village. So society, there is this moment about 90% of residents in Wonosidi involved in, not all, but 90% involved in the project. And then for the non-profit, there is Green Wave and Griffith University, and also Circular Economy Village, Circular Economic Club, sorry. And then for the fund, we get funding from government of Australia through Australia Award, and then also from Women Orion, and also funding from Pacitan Regency. And then for profit, we initiate, establish one, how to call it, like environmental worker groups, profitable, we call it Manggala Wonosidi. So the group maintain waste bank, and then buy and sell the waste from resident, and then sell it to another company, something like that. So they are profit oriented. And then from government, there is two government that is involved. Number one is Wonosidi village government, and then number two is Pacitan Regency. And then we all together, the stakeholder, develop purpose. So the purpose number one is to manage the people. How we can engage people to protect the environment and do waste management. And number two, to manage the environment itself. Number three, to manage the local economic growth in harmony. And then for people, there is 5 representative of Manggala Wonosidi in 37 neighborhood. So total ambassador for the village, 185 people. And then for the product, we will talk the product later in the next slide. And then for the process, there is village regulation. So government produce village regulation, including waste prevention and then segregating waste into 11 categories. And prohibition. Prohibition means there is no dumping, no burning, and no unorganic landfilling. And then the peripherals, we have 7 waste bank, and then recycling unit and also marketing unit for the waste. So they manage the some waste we recycle in the village, but some waste we sell it to other company. And then for the passion, we do monthly meeting. But since there is COVID-19 pandemic, we don't have monthly meeting, but we do meeting in WhatsApp group. And we use Facebook and also Instagram, because we need to communicate our project. And then for the progress, we record all activities in household, waste bank, recycling unit, marketing unit. And then next, sir. Now, this is in society. They in every household, they separate the waste become 11. Number 1 organic, and then soft plastic, hard plastic, paper, glass, metal, rubber, textile, electronic, hazard, and residual. So Wonosidi village has segregate waste from home. Next, sir. And this is a capacity building held by Green Wave NGO and Griffith University and Circular Economy Club in Pacitan. We educate Manggala Wonosidi as ambassador of environmental worker group in Wonosidi. Next. This is the fund. So we receive a grant from Australian government, and so also Women's Alliance, and also from government of Pacitan Regency. So in 2022, government of Pacitan Regency will help Wonosidi village to build a recycling facility. Next, sir. This is the non-profit entity in Wonosidi village. We call it Manggala Wonosidi. So as I mentioned before, we do buy and selling recycle materials, and then also make some in the picture we use we see that there is woman and man creating goods from a coconut shell. So waste from coconut shell we created into we create some handcraft from it. Next, sir. This is government. In the above is government of Wonosidi village, and in the below is government of Pacitan Regency. That moment, government of Pacitan Regency visit our village to see the implementation of waste management in our village. Next, sir. This is the purpose. So the purpose written in some document, legal document. So the purpose is to create society which is excellent and possessing high environmental awareness in Wonosidi village. Number 2, to create healthy, beautiful, productive, and sustainable environment in Wonosidi village. And number 3 is to create economic growth which is harmony with environmental preservation in Wonosidi village. And this purpose, by this purpose, all stakeholders go heading to the 3 purpose. Next, sir. And this is the people. So we before pandemic we do many building capacity capacity building, there is seminar, training, and so on. Next, sir. And this is the product of waste recycling in our place. Number one, we transform cooking oil into biodiesel and salt, and then we transform soft plastic into fuels, and then we also make flour from plastic, making bags, and then fertilizer, and then handcraft from coconut shell, and then in the middle bottom, it was recycling towels into vases. And then in the last, the red one, it was cat bed made from how to call it in English, diapers, from diapers. So we take out the diapers, the single-use diapers, and take out the dirty, and then throw it to the toilet, and we clean up the covers and then use it as the filler of the cat bed, something like that. Next, sir. And this is the document, the village regulation about waste management system in Wonosidi village. It includes from waste prevention, how to waste sorting, how to do waste collection, how to do waste recycling, how to handle electronic waste, hazardous waste, and residual for treatment for the residual, and then how to treat liquid waste, and how to treat gases, and some prohibition and also penalty, and all written in the document. Yes, this is the peripherals, the tools. So starting from zero waste personal kit, so we encourage people to have multi-use multi-use bag, and also using multi-use bottle and so on. And then that's the sorting tools in the every household. And then recycling unit in the left side, in the bottom, it was the machine of that we use to transform plastic, soft plastic into fuel. And then the right one in the bottom, it is the waste bank, one of waste bank in Wonosidi village. Next, sir. Next. This is the the previous one. Yes. So this is in the above. That's the how we maintain our patient. So above we do meeting, but because of the pandemic, now we are doing the meeting in the WhatsApp group. Next, sir. And all progress is recorded and monitored and evaluated. Next, sir. And this is in 5th of March 2021, we eventually inaugurate as education tourism village with theme of waste management based on circular economy. So it's inaugurated by the region of Pacitan, and then also from government of Australia in Surabaya. Next. And then when we were in Australia, we found that waste composition, the biggest composition in almost every country is the organic waste. So that moment, I asked Dr. Sunil, my lecturer from Griffith University, to uh, give me suggestion. And that moment, he sent me a PDF about permaculture. Next, sir. So in the PDF, I found that the permaculture has 12 principles, and then one of them is produce no waste, and it is very aligned with circular economy. So we connect the permaculture and waste management by focusing on the 6 principle. Next, sir. So after the non-organic project, now we are starting to do how to handle the organic waste. So this moment we has a pilot project. We call it Nacho Permahimsa Garden. You can find it in YouTube. So we will upload every activities, every tutorial, how to manage the Nacho Permahimsa Garden. So Nacho Permahimsa Garden is a household scale of food forest, which is adopting natural farming, permaculture, and ahimsa. Next. Next, sir. Next.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So this is what we are doing. Not yet the previous one.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The next one. The previous, no, the previous one.
The previous one.
Yes, yes.
This one.
Not, no, the previous one with many product on it. That, yes, that.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, yes. Okay. So this is so apparently not Permahimsa Garden. In the next one, that so many product on it. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
So apparently we can create many product from our organic waste. So we divide it into 4 categories. Number 1 is how to improve our soil. So in this part, we cannot. So in this part, we have to formulate organic waste, certain organic waste, to improve our soil specifically. So for this case, you cannot use this formula in your soil, except your soil has similar character with my soil. So for my soil, we create a rice hull chars, organic mulching, fermented coconut water, amino acid, humic acid, and then a fermented rice hull, and we create also fermented mixed chicken waste, a kitchen waste, and then we create hormones for agriculture, but we create it from plant. So that the formula for the sticky soil, sticky hard soil like our soil in Nacho Permahimsa. And but you can copy the formula for vegetative and generative. So in this case, we make liquid fermented greens like leaf, something like that, rich because leaf has rich nitrogen. So it's very good for vegetative paste in planting, for the planting. And then also we produce solid fermented greens. And also we can use the plain jacaba. Jacaba is some like fungi in Indonesia, but I don't know Indian has jacaba or not because it's natural microbes in our place. And for generative, we use waste from fruit or tubers or peel of them. We can use it because they rich of kalium and phosphor. So it's very good for generative fertilizer. And also we fermented banana peels by using jacaba. So, and also for the microbiology, we create photosynthetic bacteria, and then local microorganisms. So we utilize local microorganism, and then also create Nitrobacter isolate, and then make lactic acid bacteria, and also taking bacteria from the fertile soil in our local community. And the next, next. No, the previous one. Next. No, the previous one. With three picture of it. Next, previous one. Yeah, that's right. So, no, the next one. Sorry.
This is okay?
Yes. The trip with three picture. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe there is an lag between in internet. So there is, you can see in the middle bottom, you can see there is in the left, the soil appears brown, yellowish, right? And in the right is the treated soil. In the left is untreated soil. Actually, it is there came from one place, right? And then the untreated soil has character sticky and hard, and then also poor of nutrition and no life on it. Even grass don't want to grow on the soil. And then we transform the soil just in 3 months by using just organic waste from our environment and using local and small and local microbiologists. We create bacteria, isolate of bacteria, and then in 3 months the soil transform into the right one. So the texture become loosen and soft, and then rich of nutrition, and also we see many small animals, beneficial small animals on that. Oh, I cannot see. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Next one.
Yes, next one. So by in Nacu Permahimsa, so eventually Nacu Permahimsa Garden covers 11 of 70 SDGs. So there is no poverty, and of course by plants that we will cultivate, there is no hunger anymore, and then the organic plants will promote good health for the family. And then of course this practice need good education. We do research, we do practice, and so on. And then it's supporting gender equality, so men and women can do the project. And then also the garden is typical of saving water. It's like water harvesting. They have a water harvesting system, rainwater harvesting. And then they also we can also selling the product from the garden also to support SDGs number 8, decent work and economic growth, and then reduce inequality. And then of course, because we implement circular economy, so we supported responsible consumption and production. And then we also supported climate action, and then also supporting life on land. Next. Next. Oh, no, the previous one. Sorry. So by Manggala Wonosidi project and also Nacho Permahimsa Garden project, we already fulfilling three elements of smart environment. So for the protection, we protect air, water, and soil through Nacho Permahimsa Garden. And for waste management, we manage household, industrial, and public waste by doing waste segregation from home, and also by business conduct by Manggala Wonosidi. And for the energy, we produce biodiesel from used cooking oil, and also transform soft plastic into fuels also. Next. Yes. So that's the last page of my presentation. So if any issues you can or wants to connect with Greenwave NGO, please contact us in the email and also my WhatsApp number. Thank you so much. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you, sir.